How many people do you know who struggle with their health? Chances are, whether they show it or not, most of the people in your life do. And chances are, you're one of them. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, endometriosis, acne, eczema, autoimmune, thyroid, Lyme, brain fog, fatigue, or any other symptom or condition, you're far from alone. Living with symptoms has become the new normal. So no more guessing games. It's time to get answers. Welcome to the Medical Medium Podcast. I'm Anthony William. We're talking about the healing timeline. How long does it take to heal? And for some people, whoa, that healing happens fast. One medical medium tool, two medical medium tools, and boom, they're healed. Some people, it's 3 medical medium tools, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a few months later and 10 symptoms later, they are healed and they are past it and they are living their life free from sickness, free from what they were living with. They're freed from what they were suffering with. Some people, it takes a little longer. They're sick for decades, sick for 5, 10, 20 years. They have 50 symptoms, maybe even 100 symptoms. And if they're not dabbling and they're focused and they become an expert at the information and they become their own expert at their body and they learn the true causes and they learn why they got sick, they shed those symptoms one at a time. They get back to work, they get back to their career, they get back to living, they get back to cooking and cleaning, they get back to driving, they get back to meeting people, they get closer to God, and they know they moved that needle and they made it and they got out of the woods into the light of healing. Some people been on Mattress Island for many years, and when they healed, they rose out of the ashes and they were reborn with a treasure trove of information and knowledge and wisdom about what they went through in their spiritual journey. And no one can take that away from them, and no one can touch that. It's not measurable. It's massive, even supernatural. In this episode, learn about the timelines, learn about the healing timelines, and many of the ins and outs of being sick and what it takes to heal. Fasten your seatbelt, strap yourself in, maybe even get some lemon balm. Kick back, enjoy the show. We're going on the healing timeline train. Everyone is different, but not in the way we normally think everyone is different. Our souls are different. Everyone's soul is different. Your soul is different than another person. Another person's soul is different than yours. And every single person on this planet has a different soul. There's no two souls are the same. And even though our physical bodies are different and they look different, as humans, they're meant to function in the same way. Every person on this planet needs to eat food in some way, and that's the same. Every person on the planet needs to drink water in some way, whether it's in a beverage of some kind, whether it's a juice of some form, or just straight plain water. We have to get that hydration in some way. And every single person on this planet needs to urinate in some way, and even defecate in some way. And when it comes down to our heart has to beat. Our heart's shape and size and cell count might be a little different, but what isn't different is the fact that it has to beat. That is the same. For everybody on the planet, their heart has to beat in order to stay alive. And our blood, it has to pump. Every single human being on this planet, their blood has to pump. Their blood has to move, and it has to flow. And that's where we are not different. We all walk on our feet unless we can't walk on our feet for some reason, through injury or some other issue. We all see through our eyes unless we have a problem with our eyes for some reason, but we're all supposed to see through our eyes. We're supposed to hear with our ears, and our stomachs are meant to digest food. Every single person on this planet, every single human being, our stomachs are supposed to digest food. And that's where we're not different. We're just not different. Until something goes wrong and we can't walk anymore, until something goes wrong and we can't talk, until something goes wrong and we can't hear anymore, until something goes wrong and we can't see, or our blood gets clogged, or our heart doesn't beat right. And that's where the differences come in, and that's where we become different. Different internal problems with our physical bodies can create endless differences. Our injuries, the pathogens we get exposed to, the stresses we're up against, all that's different. Toxic heavy metals, different kinds of metals, different places they're in the body. It makes it all different. It makes us different. Traumas, relationships make us different than someone else. Someone else may have a relationship that's so far different than the other person who has one. No one experiences the exact same thing. It's unique to you. Your relationship that you had with someone, there's going to be something in there that's different than someone else. And then there's environmental surroundings, environmental exposures, which can make us different. It's also resources that we have access to that make us different. It's support that some people get and some people don't, and it makes us different. It's the pharmaceuticals we've taken. It's the experiences we've had. It's the deficiencies that we have experienced as well. Whether knowing or not knowing, all along, each person can be deficient in a certain way that's specific to them, making them different. And maybe it's just the amount of blood that was drawn from one person versus another. There's that difference all on its own. It's not going to be the same amount of blood drawn from that person versus another. Maybe the number of flus, the number of COVID infections we've had, how many exposures we come into the world with, what was passed down from generation to generation from our family line that makes us different. Our differences make our healing process and their timelines different. And what this means is that your anxiety is going to be different than somebody else's anxiety. Your nervousness is going to be different than somebody else. Your depersonalization, your depression, your panic attacks, your aches and pains, your ringing and humming and buzzing in your ears, your tremors, your toothaches, your jaw pain, your burning tongue, your burning gums, your cold sores, your fever blisters, your styes, your conjunctivitis, your sinusitis, your UTIs, bladder infections, kidney infections are all going to be different. Your bloating, your cramping, your digestive problems, all going to be different. Your aches and pains, your tingles and numbness, your insomnia, all different. And it goes on and on. Not everyone has the same exact diabetes, the same exact form of diabetes. There's subtle differences because everybody's experiences with their body, everybody what they've gone through and been exposed to is different, which all boils down to, which means your healing process is going to be different. Your healing timeline is going to be different. Some people doing the right things, they're going to heal right away. They're going to heal within hours. They're going to heal within days, weeks. Some people, if they're doing the right things, it's going to take longer. It might take months. And some people, when they're doing the right things, it could take a few years. Your healing timeline will never be exactly the same as someone else's, because that somebody else will have a different compilation of problems. And on top of that, not everybody's going to do what they need to do. Every single person is going to do something different. They're going to try something different. They're going to avoid something different. And they're not going to avoid something different. Meaning, if somebody needs to stay away from eggs in order to heal, but yet they still go and eat an egg, it could change the timeline. If someone needs to stay away from dairy products in order to heal, but yet they bring in the dairy products periodically, they're not supposed to, at least they're not supposed to in a way that it's going to slow down their healing, but they bring it in anyway. If someone needs to stay away from gluten, but yet they bring gluten in periodically, it could slow down their healing timeline. But everyone's different when it comes down to this. Somebody's going to have gluten one day. Somebody's going to have a gluten another day. Someone is going to eat gluten every single day while they're still doing something else that's good, say celery juice.
but they're going to wonder how come they're not healing as fast as someone else. Or how did somebody else heal while eating gluten and drinking celery juice? Because once again, everybody's different. Exposures, passed down from generation and generation, inherited toxins, metals, different pathogens, different stages of pathogens and bugs, different stresses, emotional stress, different emotional struggles, different patterns of fight or flight. It makes everyone different. Someone may be able to heal while still eating eggs or still on gluten while they're doing a few other things that are really helpful for them to heal. And some others need to get rid of the eggs, the dairy, and the gluten in order to move the needle and heal. If you're coming into the medical medium information with the intention of dabbling, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that at all, and you're a dabbler, keep in mind that whatever's going on in your body, whatever kind of exposures and pathogens and viruses and bacteria, whatever kind of toxins and toxic heavy metals, whatever kind of microplastics and radiation or DDT or pesticides and herbicides, any kind of exposure passed down from generation to generation, whatever kind of mercury, aluminum, copper, lead, arsenic, nickel, cadmium, whatever kind of old pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals, recreational drugs, cigarettes, nicotine, cigars, cannabis, ayahuasca, whatever you've done, whatever's in your system, keep in mind if you're dabbling, it may take a little more time to get the results you want. And regardless, your healing timeline is still going to be different than someone else's. Somebody else may heal a day before you, a month before you, a month after you. And once again, not everybody's doing the same thing. Medical medium information is vast. The protocols for illnesses, conditions, and symptoms are vast. You don't even have to embark on full protocols. It could just be a partial protocol, 2 things, and you can heal. And people do, and they move forward and put it behind them. They put their sickness behind them. Someone else might need a little bit more. A lot of people with chronic illness that do medical medium information and protocols know it's there for them. They know that when they get back on that wagon, they can do one of the medical medium cleanses, whether it's the 369 Advance or Mono Cleanse or 28-day cleanse or the anti-bug cleanse or just the every single day, the medical medium morning cleanse. They know it's there for them. They can fall back on it. They can lean back on it. And somebody could be really sick. They could have ALS, Parkinson's. They could have multiple sclerosis. And they need to hunker down. They need to go deeper into the medical medium information, the protocols. And if they dig in a little deeper, they could be healed in 6 months from life-threatening, devastating illnesses, devastating conditions and diseases. Many have done it in 2 months. But once again, everybody's different. And everybody chooses to do it a little differently. Some dabble. They do 1 or 2 things. It's keeping a maintenance. It's keeping them from getting sicker or much sicker than they ever would have been. It's helping to stabilize them, but they need more to move the needle and push forward. Some people just do one thing, one medical medium tool, like a medical medium shock therapy or the medical medium healing broth, and they're turning their life around. But it goes back with the healing timeline. Your healing timeline will never be exactly the same as someone else's because somebody else has a different compilation of problems within their body than you have. Staying away from gluten, taking a high-quality B12, and doing 16 ounces of celery juice is powerful, but it's still dabbling. And depending on how sick they are or how sick they were or what they're dealing or struggling with, they may need 32 ounces of celery juice, the HMDS, at least a partial protocol of supplements towards their condition, 16 ounces to 32 ounces of lemon water in the morning, some healing broth during the day, keep the overt fats low, and they should probably stay away from pork, soy, corn, all dairy products, milk, butter, cheese, ice cream, eggs, caffeine, all gluten, chocolate, canola oil, natural flavors, all processed fried greasy foods, and bring in more fruit and leafy greens like leafy green herbs, cilantro, parsley, arugula, up the asparagus intake, and maybe bring in a 369 Advanced cleanse. That's pretty strong for conquering illness. But once again, it all depends on what's happening inside the body. What's there? How much mercury? How much lead? Are there 2 Epstein-Barr viruses? Herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2? Is there a cyto? Is HPV around? How many streps are they dealing with? How much E. coli? And has the nervous system been damaged yet or affected in some way where it needs to heal long term? Somebody who's really chronically ill may need to go a little deeper. They may need more than a partial protocol for their condition or symptoms. Also, they might need a mono cleanse. For sure, the medical medium morning cleanse, keeping the fats down. And maybe keeping the overt fats out altogether. They also may need some shock therapies. Propolis shock therapy, B12 shock therapy, zinc shock therapy periodically. And how many flus? How much COVID have they bumped into? RSV. They may need to stay away from eggs, dairy, vinegar, corn, soy, pork, even staying away from chocolate and all natural flavors that are in products. They may have weak adrenals. They may have a weakened, damaged nervous system. They may have to eat adrenal snacks, medical medium adrenal snacks. They might have to eat every hour and a half to 2 hours. And they may have to bring in the medical medium spinach soup every single day. But also keep in mind, if you do just one thing, and you're dabbling, that's okay. One thing can be really powerful. It's a great place to start. It's a great place to hold the line. If you can do one thing and one thing only, it's progress. Seriously, it's progress. Your body will receive it and love you for it. It's like it's heavenly light from above to your physical body when you do one thing and you stay with it. But what if you're really, really sick? Like really sick. You're on Mattress Island most of the time. You can't even get to Couch Island. Taking a shower is exhausting. Your nervous system has been injured. It's been inflamed for many years. You're dealing with all kinds of pathogens. Any doctor you go to, you can get any kind of diagnosis. At that point, you may have to take on a couple of different protocols, but full, complete protocols, and maybe even customize them exactly to the way you need it. You have to study the information, become an expert of your body, become an expert of what the cause is. Learn about the foods to avoid. Vinegar, chocolate, canola oil, pork, corn, soy, milk, cheese, butter, ice cream, eggs, natural flavors, citric acid, the additive citric acid, not citrus like an orange. Keep the overt fats down. Watch out for dangerous, problematic supplements like whey protein powder, charcoal, diatomaceous earth particles. That's just to name a few. Keep the morning cleanse in. Maybe bring in a mono cleanse. Maybe hit the 369 advanced. Bring in the HMD, the HMDS, because you're looking to take down the pathogens. You're looking to kill the Epstein-Barr shingles, the HHV6, the cyto, the simplexes. You're looking to kill them. And you're looking to destroy and kill the strep. And then it's time to rebuild the central nervous system, which could have been inflamed for years. You could have 50, 100 different symptoms. And that's not all to stay away from. Brewer's yeast, nutritional yeast, fish oil, creatine. Stay away from methylene blue, caffeine, nicotine, any kind of alcohol. Pull out your air fresheners, throw them out in the garbage. Get rid of your colognes and perfumes. Get rid of your dryer sheets and your detergents that are toxic. And you can go further than this. Medical Medium Info allows you to customize the most advanced of all healing protocols there is, if you need to. If you need to. If you don't need to, you're doing good. You got a symptom or two. You want to do celery juice. You want to dabble. You want to try an HMDS once in a while. You want to stay away from some processed foods, some fried, greasy foods. Maybe do the Medical Medium morning cleanse if you can. You're a dabbler, but you're doing good. And all that matters. Every last bit of it. The world of guessing games can set anybody back with their healing process. And that's okay. Because before people find MM, that's what happens to them. It's musical chairs. It's guessing games. It's trial and error. It's also what happened in the past. What was tried in the past. All the experimentations in the health movement. They add up and they chip away. It's the 1,000 cuts. It's the death by 1,000 cuts. But that's okay, because you still can heal. Because if you find the right tools and you go in the other direction, your body wants to heal. Remember that. It wants to heal. You're putting what you have tried in the past behind you. And the thing is, even if you lack the faith, like you really lack the faith that what you're doing will heal you, that what you're doing is really going to help and move you forward. Even if you're lacking the faith, guess what? You can still heal when you give your body what it needs, even if you have no faith while you're doing it. But if you remove the poisons, the toxins, the metals, the pathogens, the viruses, the bugs, if you know how, you learn how to remove those, you're good. You're good to go. And if you learn how you got those, you learned what the cause of your symptoms are, you're good. You're good to go. And if you know what to do to recover, to rebuild, to restore, to rewire, to repair, you're good. You're good to go. These are the steps. These are the things to help you heal. Even if you don't believe you can heal or believe you'll ever heal, you're good to go. You're going to heal. When people are on a healing journey and they're not using the good stuff, they're not using the right tools, they don't know why they're sick, they don't know how they got sick, they don't even know what's going on inside their body, the healing timeline never seems to come. Or it sprinkles about because the body's fighting for it, but then doesn't seem to come. Almost does, sometimes just barely, but then doesn't seem to come. And if you're somebody who has tried everything, been there, done that, been through so much during your process of healing throughout the months, the years, the decades, and you land here with very little faith or no faith left at all because you lost it all along the way through endless trial, through endless error, based on misinformation, you can still heal. That's right. You can still heal. And your faith, over time, you'll see it get restored as you see the light, as you're healing. If you're a goal-setting person, it's good to set two types of goals. Goals for what healing steps you're going to take, like accomplishing a cleanse or taking various supplements for your condition, and goals for where you see yourself in the future. If there ever was a time where you felt good, maybe not great, but you felt good, or at least better in your life. Keep that in mind. Hold on to it. Don't lose touch with how you were feeling when you were living your life, less compromised or even not sick at all. Hold on to those moments. Don't let them go. Remember them. Check into it. Look into it. Visualize them. You remember. Tap into it. Connect to it. It's important. Connect to it. Hold on to those moments. And add that memory, that feeling of how you felt when you were better earlier in those days. Add that to your goal to actually check in with that. Your goal to remember that, to think about it. Everybody's healing timeline is different. We covered many of the reasons why. And there's nothing wrong with being a dabbler. And there's nothing wrong with taking it really seriously and learning and studying the information and becoming an expert of your health. Do you like good mysteries? Did you ever watch a good detective show growing up? Maybe you watch one now. Many people who first embark on medical medium protocols find immediate relief from 1 to 10 symptoms or more. They become their own detective. Bigger symptoms, long-standing symptoms, some of the most critical symptoms that keep people down may take a little bit more time and not instantly heal in a moment. But what's behind them may instantly heal many times, and then the damages need to physically heal. Cells need to regrow, reproduce, nerves need to heal. But you're on your way when you're sticking to it and being your own detective. Everybody's body is on a different clock. Plus, there's a lot of interruptions. But that's how life goes. No one can do everything perfectly without skipping a beat. As you go through your healing process, be your own detective. If you're not getting the results you want, if you're not getting the results that you wished for, you might be dabbling, and you may be partaking in other things causing interruptions that are not medical medium. You may be sneaking in a few more cheat days. You may be taking supplements that are hurting more than helping. You may be under the gun of stress and emotional turmoil, which many times is not in our control at all, but it's an interruption. But you can go deeper and you could reach deeper when you learn the information. It's there for you to succeed. Watch out for trendy products. They're very tricky. They got a lot of bad stuff in them, stuff that's not even on the label. Look out for certain foods and beverages that can be slowing your progress down and stopping your healing process from happening. Many people stick with old vices, and they hold on to those vices. Those vices are old habits without even realizing it. If there was a fly on the wall that could see it all, there may be some surprises. Hanging on to old habits changes the timelines to heal. What's your caffeine intake like? How much chocolate are you really eating? How many coffee drinks, matcha tea, green tea are you doing? And how much vinegar is really sneaking in? Nutritional yeast, cheese, even vegan cheeses. As it moves you backwards and you want to go forwards, keep it in mind, be your own detective. Maybe that coconut ice cream is a little too much. Maybe it's got the natural flavors in it. Meanwhile, it's not a bad thing in the end if you're not sick or not suffering with a chronic illness, really struggling. You can get away with it. It might chip away over time, so when you get to your 40s, 50s, 60s, the match gets lit, depending on your exposures throughout life. But you can get by with it for a while. A lot of people with chronic illness, they don't have time to waste. They don't have games to play. A lot of people in the medical medium community, they really hunker down. They don't take it for granted. They trust what they're doing. They love what they're doing. They know what works for them. They have respect for their bodies, respect for their healing process, and they respect the tools that they've seen save others and even themselves. And they already know that their scale was tipped a long time ago. And they already know their scale wasn't balanced anymore. How much further that scale tips into poor health depends on what unproductive things we're doing. Sad part is you may not even know that they're unproductive, and you're doing them anyway, thinking they're helpful. That's how the industry is. It's how the chronic illness industry and the chronic illness world is now. And actually, it's kind of always been like that. There's still pitfalls everywhere out there, from chlorine dioxide to the alkaline ionizer water machines that expose and contaminate people with metals, to the bentonite clays, and to all of these salt cures where people are drinking lots of salt water, which is damaging to the body. It's endless still. To the sodium bicarbonate drinks and the krill oils, we can go on and on all day. And there's always a new one around the corner. So when you find something that heals people and it works, it's something to hold on to. Because you need tools that help repair and keep that balance, to help move the needle and move you forward. And it provides the body with what it needs to heal. And that's critical. The body wants to heal. It's already doing that. It's struggling. It's fighting for that. Our bodies are convinced it's going to heal. It only thinks one way and one way only. It believes it's going to heal. It believes it wants to heal. It knows it's going to heal. It's trying to heal. It's fighting to heal. Even if we're not on board, even if we're not connected to that, even if we're not thinking that, your physical body's focused on it, and it does not want to let you down. And your physical body is connected to God, even if in the moment in your life you may not be. Or you're not thinking about God, or you think God has nothing to do with anything. Your body is connected to God. It's time to heal. You've been ready to heal your whole life. It's a mechanism that's been built inside of you. So no matter how sick you got along the way, you can still heal. See, your body thinks and believes you're supposed to heal. Your body knows it's supposed to heal. Your body believes it's supposed to heal. Your body's working on healing every minute and every day. Your body is ready. Now, there are things in life that come along and we say we're not ready for. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for that quite yet. And that's normal. That happens in life. But it's not normal for our body because our body doesn't think that. Our body doesn't say that. Our body is always ready to heal. But what your body wants is for you to recognize that it wants to heal every minute and every day. It wants you to see that it's healing. Your body wants to know what it is working on. And your body wants you aware of what it's doing. Your body's never giving up on you. It doesn't give up on you every day. It's not thinking that. It's not doing that. It wants help. Yeah, that's true. Your body wants help. But it's not thinking in any way that it's giving up. Your body receives a message from the ether that says live. Your body's receiving a frequency from outer space that says thrive. Your body's receiving a message from God that says heal. And this is part of the wiring that programs your body to work every day fighting for you. But as our bodies are fighting for us, they're fighting against something else. They're fighting against the exposures that they're up against here on Earth. And they're even fighting against the foods that we eat that have been given to us here on Earth, planted here by the industries. Foods that don't always provide what our body needs. So our bodies can fight against the invaders, toxins, the pollutants. And we're a soul that's living inside our body. We're taking residence here inside our body. And our soul, with our own free will, working under God, uses this physical body that we have as a home. And our physical body wants our soul to know that it is working for us every day to heal. Our physical body wants our soul to know that it's fighting the good fight for us. Because our physical body knows our soul is here within it. And our physical body knows more about our soul than we do. Our physical body knows some history about our soul going way back before this lifetime, more than we do. And Lord knows our soul has been through a lot. Even in this lifetime, God knows everything about our souls. And God knows our physical body knows a lot about our soul. And there's a fight in our soul, a fight to want to live. And just because our soul lives on forever after it leaves this body doesn't mean it doesn't want this body to live as long as it can. And therefore, our soul is instilled by God a wanting to stay in this physical body that we're in now, and a wanting for our physical body to heal. And our physical body wants our soul to be tuned into that as strong as it can. Our physical body wants our soul to be strong and to want it to heal. God wants our soul strong. God wants our physical body to heal. And one of the challenges that we face with healing is our consciousness, our physical brain, the patterns, the information in our neurons, the emotional injuries, the emotional struggles. They keep our brain busy. They keep us busy, making it hard to commit or apply, or making it hard to see what our body needs, or making it hard to see that our body's working that hard for us every day, and it's working for us to heal, and it's healing us every day. It's these struggles, these injuries that can get us to not see so easy. So our body, our physical body, is kind of in it alone a lot of the times. But as we learn how we got sick, and we learn how to heal, and we learn the information our body needs, we understand the tools, we become our own detective, and we become our own expert in healing our bodies. Coupled with the understanding of how our body already is determined to heal and wants to heal and is working on it every day, we change the timeline. We change the healing timeline. We bring it right to our door. We bring it forward to us. You can grab onto that timeline and you can drag it close to you, can carry it to you. You can bring that healing timeline right to your front door and you can make your healing happen. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can go to medicalmedium.com for more free information. There's lots of recipes, no subscription fees. You can go to the library and you can take out for free the Medical Medium book series, the life-saving book series. It's got the street cred. It's got the track record of healing millions worldwide, people who are truly sick. Get on the Medical Medium newsletter so you can know what's going on, get more free information, can learn about the events coming up. And you can find me on IG, YouTube, TikTok, and you can find me on Telegram, where I'm going to be leaving more and more exclusive messages. When I wake up in the morning, I say to Spirit of Compassion, I'm going to do everything I can, everything possible. I want people to get every chance they deserve. I want you to heal. It's all that matters. To me, anyway. Take your healing process one step at a time, one day at a time, and 1 hour at a time. And know that God is truly looking out and watching over you. Know that the angels care and they see what you're going through. And never forget, never ever forget that you're a good person. You haven't done anything wrong and you deserve to heal. You have a God-given right to heal. Have compassion for yourself. Many blessings, and God bless you. When you go to bed at night, remember you're not alone. God and the angels are watching over you. You can say a prayer in any way. It could just be, "Hi, I'm here." If you had a hard day, things haven't been easy, maybe you don't feel well, maybe you're struggling, your symptoms have been tough, remember, God knows you're humble, and the angels know you don't feel well. So your prayer can be as simple as, "God, I'm here." Never be ashamed for asking for help, because God knows you work hard and you do a lot. Never be afraid to ask the angels a question. It can be as simple as why. The angels know you're wise beyond your years. They know your faith is there. They know you've shed a lot of tears. They know who you are. They know you're real. They talk to God. God said you're the realest of real. A soul that's strong, that knows a lot, that's been humbled, that sees more than others. A soul that's been around the block. All the struggle you've been through has added up. God and the angels see it as providential because they know who you are. Your prayer can just be, "I'm here." They know what you went through. To them, you're a superstar. God knows you work for God. For many years, you've come along very far. Maybe you think you haven't done a lot of good, but the truth is you have. And always remember, as you should, remember you're seen from above. Everything you went through is thought greatly of. When you say your prayer, you're not just knocking on a door. God has that door open because He adores you. When you go to bed at night, no matter whatever time that is, always know that God and the angels love you so.
Original published medical medium information gets stolen and poached by podcast doctors, social media doctors, influencers, and medical clinics. Medical medium information has never yet been proven wrong by medical science and research. Instead, the opposite, only proven right and then taken from medical medium published material and used in the conventional and alternative health communities. Medical medium information continually sets the stage for medical science to understand chronic illness better. If you choose to share or use the original, unique content from the Medical Medium podcast, books, or Medical Medium social media, please cite where this information comes from, so others who see and learn of this information have a chance to know where it all originates, to give them an opportunity to heal, so they don't end up losing years of their life searching for answers like so many have before them. The Medical Medium information here on this podcast doesn't come from broken science, interest groups, medical funding with strings attached, botched research, lobbyists, internal kickbacks, persuaded belief systems, private panels of influencers, health field payoffs, trendy traps, or gathered bits and pieces of gimmicky confusion. Because chronic illness is exploding like never before in our modern day history, it takes a greater force than us down here. It takes a helping hand from above. Medical medium information has street cred. It's an organic movement of countless people around the world healing. More healing stories of real people not being paid to tell their life-changing experiences of rising out of the ashes of sickness and entering into the light of full recovery, getting their lives back and finally healing when nothing else in the world of health could move the needle and get them better. The information on this podcast is not man-made. It comes from above, from a higher source. Whatever you believe in, whether God, the universe, the light, or the creator, or if you believe in nothing at all, that we're just floating through space together on this rock. Know that the information you hear on this podcast is separate from all the other noise out there. It comes from a different place, a pure, untampered with, advanced, clean, uncorrupted, original, primary source, a higher source, spirit of compassion.